What you're about to see isn't just an opinion or a random idea. It's a pattern, a set of actions that follow a clear strategy. A new way of doing things showed up. It gave people more control, more choice, and more transparency. And instead of improving or competing with it, some parts of the system reacted by trying to protect what already existed. This presentation is about that reaction and what it means when old systems feel threatened by change. I am Steve Colino, and this is an important confidential remarks. On March 1st, 2026, something important happened. A new model launched that allowed people to access real estate tools openly without needing permission from traditional gatekeepers. This wasn't hidden or quietly tested. It was released publicly where anyone could see it and use it. The goal was simple: give more power to the consumer, not less. And from day one, it was clear this was going to change how things work. This wasn't just a concept or a what if. It was built, launched, and put into the real world. Then something unexpected happened. Within a couple of weeks, a separate story gained massive attention, reaching 30 million views. That moment wasn't manufactured. It was timing, but it revealed something important. Because when that attention hit, it didn't fade, it connected. People didn't just watch, they leaned in. They were already thinking about new options, new tools, and new ways to sell. And when those ideas showed up at the exact same moment, the response was immediate. This reaction didn't come out of nowhere. For years, people have wanted a better system. They've wanted more options in how they buy and sell, clearer information about the process, and pricing that actually matches the service they receive. But those options were limited. Now, with AI and new technology, those barriers are starting to disappear. And once people realize they have more control, they don't want to go back to the old way. What happened next moved very quickly. On day one, the system launched. By day 15, it had gone viral and proven there was real demand. But by day 20, something changed. Instead of seeing new tools or better solutions being created, there was a shift toward resistance. The focus wasn't on competing. It was on slowing things down and trying to contain the change. As this shift happened, the conversations became less public. Instead of open discussions, things moved behind closed doors. Private events, high ticket prices, limited invitations. This made it harder for everyday people to be part of the conversation. And when discussions happen in private, it becomes easier to shape the narrative and control the outcome. When you look closely, the strategy follows clear steps. First, position the traditional system as something required. Then, move away from past decisions that supported more flexibility. Next, separate new models so they can't fully participate. And finally, limit how those models reach consumers. Each step builds on the next. And together they create a system designed not to compete, but to keep others out. Instead of directly banning new approaches, the rules are adjusted in a more subtle way. The system is redefined so that it looks fair on the surface, but works differently underneath. By changing definitions and requirements, it creates filters that block certain business models. So technically, nothing is banned, but in reality, access becomes restricted. Once those rules are in place, enforcing them becomes simple. Some participants are allowed in without issue. Others are stopped before they even get started. This creates an uneven playing field. And when that happens, competition doesn't fail naturally. It's prevented from existing in the first place. That's what makes this kind of system so powerful. At first glance, this might seem like a conflict between companies or business models, but the real impact is on consumers. When options are limited, when access is controlled, and when innovation is blocked, the people who lose the most are everyday buyers and sellers, because fewer choices mean less control over their own decisions. This isn't the first time something like this has happened. In the past, there was a case called Real Comp, where similar restrictions were put in place. The result? The system lost in court. It was decided that limiting competition in this way wasn't fair or legal. What we're seeing now follows a very similar pattern, just presented in a different way. Right now, the industry is at a turning point. One path focuses on control, keeping systems closed, limiting access and slowing change. The other path focuses on progress, opening things up, encouraging competition, and giving consumers more choice. Both paths lead to very different futures, but only one aligns with how technology and consumer expectations are evolving. The 30 million views weren't random. They were a clear signal that people are ready for something new. Today, consumers are already using AI tools, exploring different ways to buy and sell, and expecting more flexibility than ever before. That shift has already happened. And once people experience a better option, it's almost impossible to take that away. So now we're left with a big question. Who decides how real estate works in the future? Will it be controlled by systems that limit access and protect themselves? Or shaped by consumers who want more transparency, flexibility, and choice? This isn't a future problem. It's happening right now. At the end of the day, this is about building something better. A system that is open, fair, and designed around the needs of people, not institutions. A system where consumers have real choices and real control over their decisions. Because the future of real estate shouldn't be locked behind systems. It should be built around the people it's meant to serve. This has been an important confidential remarks.